It's your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 times, and I'm back with another episode of Hood Tales. In this video, I'll be taking it to Bryan's Road, Maryland, to discuss the ruthless and brazen slaying of Jasmine Lakeisha Hicks. But before we get into this video, I'd like to say thank you to all of our supporters, from our day one supporters all the way to our first time viewers. Thank you. We hope you stick around. If you'd like to support the channel financially, you can find the information on the screen. And to support us for absolutely no cost, please hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and join the Tony 2 times family. Tap that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Also, if you'd like to see more episodes of Hood Tales, please click the link to the playlist in the description box after this video to get caught up. And be sure to share this video with everyone you know. Stay tuned until the end to hear all the details. All right, let's get into it. Jasmine Lakeisha Hicks was born on November 2nd, 1993. She grew up in Nanjemoy, Maryland, a slow-paced town just 40 miles south of Washington, D.C., surrounded by woodlands and the Potomac River. Jasmine is described as a kind and generous person who is highly devoted to her family. She had a willingness to help anyone in need. She was also devoted to church and participated in the youth choir and served on the youth usher board. She also had a love for basketball. Jasmine graduated from Henry Lackey High School in 2011. She became a mother to 3 beautiful children. She held various jobs throughout adulthood before landing a job at Roy Rogers in La Plata. Jasmine had an infectious smile that could light up any room. Jasmine's fun-loving spirit included her love for the cartoon characters SpongeBob and Tweety Bird. At some point, Jasmine entered a relationship with a man named DeAnthony Warwick. DeAnthony was an acquaintance or friend of Jasmine's brother, Justin. It's not clear how long Jasmine and DeAnthony were dating. DeAnthony seemed to be involved in a certain lifestyle that could be dangerous, but nonetheless, Jasmine moved forward with the relationship. But in April 2023, things took a fatal turn. On the morning of April 12, 2023, a neighbor of the 2300 block of Woodbury Drive in Bryan's Road noticed a woman lying in the front yard of a house. The woman was badly wounded and not responsive. The neighbor immediately called 911. Charles County Police and EMS arrived at the scene at 6:40 a.m. As responding personnel approached to render aid to the woman, she was pronounced gone at the scene. The body was transported to the medical examiner's office in Baltimore. The woman was identified as 29-year-old Jasmine Hicks. Her passing was ruled a homicide. Jasmine had almost 24 cut wounds to her body. Police began their investigation of Jasmine's slaying. Investigators found an Apple Watch that was next to Jasmine's body in the yard. Surveillance cameras from across the street where Jasmine was found captured the brutal incident. The footage depicted Jasmine and a male exiting a red Chrysler vehicle. The man started arguing with Jasmine and got progressively louder, until the man grabbed a knife and repeatedly cut Jasmine over and over. Investigators said lacerations were found on Jasmine's head, neck, hands, and upper arms. As the man struck Jasmine, he was heard saying, "Don't make me end your life." Jasmine could be heard on the tape saying, "You've already ended my life. I'm already gone." The attack began in the driveway of the house. After the man cut Jasmine, he attempted to drag her to the car, but instead left her in the front yard and fled the scene. Jasmine could be heard crying for help as she lay in the front yard helpless. Nearly an hour went by before Jasmine would take her last breath. She was left there from midnight to 6:30 that morning when the neighbor found her. Police quickly identified the man in the footage as Jasmine's boyfriend, 35-year-old DeAnthony Warwick. The Apple Watch that was found at the scene was traced back to DeAnthony. There was a picture of DeAnthony as a screensaver on the watch. He was also seen in the surveillance footage wearing what appeared to be an Apple Watch. The yard where Jasmine was found was the front yard of DeAnthony's residence. DeAnthony was arrested the following day on April 13, 2023, in Prince George's County. DeAnthony was brought in for questioning at the Charles County Sheriff's Office. At first, he denied everything. He denied even knowing Jasmine, until police decided to confront him with the vital pieces of evidence linking him to the crime. But first, they asked him what kind of phone he had, if he had an Apple Watch, and what it looked like. Detectives then informed DeAnthony about the Apple Watch they found at the scene, which he tried to say was Jasmine's and that she was wearing it the night she was slain. However, detectives then informed him of the surveillance footage which showed him wearing an Apple Watch instead of Jasmine. The glow from the backlight of the watch lit up each time it was in motion on DeAnthony's wrist. Detectives were also able to pinpoint the location of the watch, which placed DeAnthony at the scene. DeAnthony's answers during the interview gradually began to change as more evidence was presented to him. DeAnthony demanded multiple times to see the surveillance. He thought detectives were bluffing, but they told him they wouldn't give him the satisfaction. DeAnthony soon confessed to taking Jasmine's life. DeAnthony was charged with first-degree murder and held without bail at the Charles County Detention Center. Police later learned the motive for Jasmine's slaying stemmed from PCP and guns that were stolen from DeAnthony by someone else. That's what DeAnthony was arguing about with Jasmine in the surveillance footage before she was slain. On the night of Tuesday, April 11th, 2023, Jasmine, DeAnthony, and Jasmine's brother Justin were all together when Justin claimed DeAnthony pointed an assault rifle at the car Jasmine was in. Justin eventually went on his way, but not before taking the drugs, an AR, and a handgun out of the red Chrysler vehicle. According to Justin, he took the items out of fear for his sister's life, not knowing that his attempt to save his sister's life is what sadly led to her losing her life. DeAnthony Warwick went to trial in June 2024. According to his attorney, his actions were in self-defense. DeAnthony claimed that he thought Jasmine had a gun. The defense suggested that DeAnthony be charged with second degree instead of first, saying that Jasmine's slaying was not premeditated. The prosecution debunked Anthony's claims of self-defense by showing the surveillance footage to the jury, which didn't show Jasmine having a weapon. The prosecution also played the entire hour of footage where Jasmine was crying for help. The Apple Watch was also presented as evidence. Jasmine's brother Justin also gave his testimony to the court. During his testimony, he said he was the one that took the items from DeAnthony and gave his reason why. The AR was never found to be entered into evidence, but the prosecution pointed to AR ammunition that was found in DeAnthony's possession. When Justin was asked about his relationship with DeAnthony, he said they were cool. He said his sister Jasmine was his best friend. After a 4-day trial, DeAnthony was found guilty of the first-degree murder of Jasmine Hicks, among other drug and weapons charges. 2 months later, he was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. The judge classified DeAnthony's actions as vile, malicious, and vengeful. May Jasmine Hicks continue to rest in peace. My belated condolences to her family and loved ones. 3 young children are now left without their mother. I can't seem to wrap my head around why DeAnthony took Jasmine's life. The only explanation that comes to my head is that of evil intentions. Whatever the reasoning, his actions were cold and nefarious. I can't even imagine to begin Jasmine's pain and the thought she had of her children and family as she cried out for help. It's just so heartbreaking. Never trust an angry person. Only if the outcome could have been different and Jasmine could be here today to watch her children grow up. Fam, let's keep the discussion going. Did DeAnthony know that Jasmine wasn't the one who took his stuff? Did he just snap and believe that he was being robbed or set up? What could have been his thought process? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this tragic story. Let me know in the comments below. All right, fam, that's it for this episode of Hood Tales. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 times. Until next time.